Okay, so were you patient when you were young?
So actually, I think no. So I think that maybe when I was young, when I was a child, I'm a very hot tempered, like yeah, persons that I easily get angry with the people around me just by their small mistake. And I think that like I'm not really patient persons, but then I have a like significant change after after having a small talk with my parents, and they decide to like talk about like it's a journey, like how to say, it's a long time to change myself to a more patient person, to the impatient person to be more patient. And when I was young, I tried to play some games that can enhance my patient, uh, like of the personalities. For example, for example, if you solve the puzzles, or need to solve the puzzle, or you need to like learn to how to control your feelings, it will help you to be a more patient person. So how do you feel when other people are not patient? Were you less or more patient when you were angry?
Well, I think uh, I will feel as equal, impatient as equal as with a person who is not being patient, because for example, when you are doing something, especially like training for sport or learning new things, if you happens to have a teacher who is not patient, it is very hard to like try to communicate and get better yourself, and that is something that I experience a lot. And additionally, I also feel like the more I'm angry, the less I'm being patient. uh, I think it's just stems from my nature, because actually I'm not a very like patient person by any means. I see myself as very hot-headed, and so the more angry I get, the more impatient I become, because yeah, it's just that, and it's the only reason that I can at least keep my temper, is because I've used to suppress my uh, angriness. So yeah, I would say so. Do you like living with your parents in the future?
So well, maybe in the future I prefer living alone to living with my parents, because like living alone, it just living make you feel more independently and mature. I think that I feel that the period that I live with my parents, I like my parents had me a lot of things to do, a lot of things. So sometimes I don't need to do house chores, for example, or like time schedule. All the things make me feel like less independent and kind of depends on my parents. So in the future, I want to live alone to like have a new experience, and uh, living like living alone will help me to be yeah, mature persons. So what are the main roles of parents in the modern life?
I think the parents in the modern life have pretty much the same role as parents from any other time, any other uh, era of the world, when their main purpose is to become first of all the home for their children, right, so the child feels safe when around them, when being home. That is the first thing. Secondly, I think, is to guide the children, and that is also one of the most important uh, uh, factor of a parents, and also some things that will help to shape the world when you see the grand scheme of thing, because after all, a child is like a plain paper, like a white paper, right? And through the years, it will start to get letters and drawings and numbers like that, just like a paper. And the parents, during most of their childhood and teenagers phase, are the one who uh, mainly write the things down. And I see it as very important. But albeit parents now, they have a bit more, should have a bit more responsibilities, which I don't see most of them, or at least like a large number of them don't have, is just to teach children how to use like their mobile device, right? And so they really kind of be dependent on letting the internet raise their kid, which unfortunately made a really bad teaching style, and result in the kind of unfulfilledness when it comes to parenting. And I think it's just some kind of more responsibilities, because after all, parents cannot give their children let's say an iPhone and expect the internet to raise their kid for them. So yeah, what differences between parents in Vietnam and foreign countries?
So actually, I think that it is a big difference between Vietnamese parents and foreign like parents. Of course, like in foreign countries, there are many different countries and different culture. With the Asians parent, you know that it's a typical parents for like, they are very interesting from the like really strict and different from other like parents in other country. So Vietnamese just like a typical Asian parents that it's have the sentence like spare the rod, spoil the child, which in Vietnamese they used to say that if they treat their they treat their children by like giving like in the very strict way and rarely give them some treat or some things like real sweet things. And I just think that like Vietnamese parents have their own ways to teach their uh, their children. And like for to compare with the foreign country parents, some of the like European parents will not will have a differently uh, ways to teach to instill their child. For examples, for examples, I know that like they teach them by tell them what is like wrong. Like they have a very modern technique to teach their children in the right way, so that their children have a knowledge base of knowledge of like a way of thinking differently. and yeah, so but not all of the foreign countries, not all of the foreign people, because sometimes I heard my dad say that they it have a kind of bigger space between parents in European, like how to say for um how to say, I think that like Asian parents are very love their children, and European will give their children a gaps freedoms to develop, but Asian parents will keep them in their like keep them nearly and strictly, so they will do the things just best for their children, but parents like European parents will let them go and um, be feel and do and all the things like that to have them mature in the independent way. So that's all.